together. Eat you die. No, thank you. I'm allergic to dairy food. No, I'm just kidding. Just to tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
It's fascinating how much.
It is fascinating.
I got to teach you. We got a little teaching to do here. Ready? There we go.
Yep. Well, welcome to Wednesday. How are you, friends? Mr. Sir Frank Sparks, how are you?
I'm great, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing great. To the good friends of Beaver County and neighboring communities, this is Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna, and we are delighted to be with you here on our very first Wednesday show from 2 to 4 in the Latina Drapery and Blind Factory Studios here in Beaver. That's right, here in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, at the home of Beaver County Radio. How about that?
I had the thrill of interviewing Lisa Lacino, the owner of Lacino Drapery and Blind Factory, yesterday. Yesterday.
Nice.
Very beautiful lady.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. And good folks, too. They do a heck of a business.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got many clients who have used them over the years, and I have used them as well.
Awesome. And
They're
if you look
awesome.
in the background where your signs are, that is a Lacino Drapery and Blind Factory blind.
That's right. Friends in the Beaver County Radio wide area listening coverage, welcome to the show. And to our Facebook Live family, we are live. We had a little connectivity issues here this morning, but to all of my friends that are joining us, thank you so much. Naturally, you're used to probably hearing us on Saturdays from 10:30 to noon. And this little science experiment, which started 37 weeks ago, has grown from a 60-second format to a 90-minute format. And now we are 2 hours and we're prime time on Wednesdays. That is correct. We are here with you on Beaver County Radio every Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. And if you good folks know any realtors, and you know how realtors work, you know how important weekends are to realtors. That's the time when most people are out looking at homes, you know. And hey, I get my Saturday mornings back. I can't believe it. It's hard to believe. So, but the progress of the show has been phenomenal. It has been tremendously rewarding to me personally, certainly from the clients and the friends that I've met, but it's also been beneficial to many people, and they have conveyed that to me. And all we wanted to do here was create value and also have a lot of fun. Have a lot of fun. And that's what Frank Sparks, my producer, and although he hates this, my adopted co-host of the show, and I try to do every week. And now we're going to bring our show to Wednesdays, hopefully gain even a broader audience. Our Facebook Live audience might even be a little bit different. But Frank's, he sat me down and he gave me all the warnings about, you're in a different responsibility now and you're in the weekday and yada, 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 yada. And this is prime time and all that stuff. So you know what? I'm schooled. I'm ready. Let's go. What do you say, Frank?
I'm with you.
To our Facebook Live audience, I want to say hello to Nicole and James and Rod. My goodness, even Matt Durzik's watching. Matt Durzik
The
Durz is watching. Yes, yes, yes. I have to say, before we get into content here, friends, you will notice that we deviate at times from real estate. It's kind of hard to talk 2 straight hours of real estate. Hey, I love it. I could do it for 8 straight hours, but I wouldn't want to put all that on you. So from time to time, we talk everything from sports to whatever's like rolling around in Frank's noodle up there. But before I even start, Frank, I have to tell you, you're doing Teleforum every day. You've been doing this for over a month now, right? You've been the official quote-unquote Teleforum guy.
Actually, 2.
2 months.
April 1st
it's been that long already. Okay.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Before we even get into the show here today, talk about what we do and the plans we have for the show, I have to say something.
What's that?
Has anybody called into your show? And I hate to go negative right out the gate, but I before I forget, I have to ask you this. Has anybody called into your show to talk about Al Pacino playing Paterno and having the quote-unquote sex scandal brought to the silver screen?
That was actually on my list of topics for yesterday and today, and another topic took over and we never made it to that.
Okay, well, before we even get into our real estate conversation for today, how disgusting. I mean, how absolutely, in my opinion, how absolutely disgusting that we're going to take that subject and somehow obviously glorify it they can couch it by saying anything they want, but why does that have to come back?
I feel the same way about the movie about the Boston bombings.
Yeah, I just I don't know. Like I said, we got to be better as a people, and but hey, that's just me rambling on. I just had to ask Frank. Frank does Teleforum, which is an open mic show, and that's every day from 9 to 12 here on Beaver County Radio. That's probably the longest running show on the station. Am I correct? That goes back to almost the inception of the show.
Yep.
And that's an open mic Fridays. Now, the way to participate in our show, friends, for those who have not joined us prior, obviously the two most famous numbers in Beaver County, period. They are 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. You like that, huh, Frank? The two most famous numbers in Beaver County. I know Mr. Peterson likes that too. But I got to keep the Grand Poobah happy. You also can join us on Facebook Live, and of course, ask us questions, or if you want to shout at Frank or call him names. I'm okay with that. It's pretty funny. It's happened before.
Sure.
We'll do it again. And you can also email me directly. It's sold@calleric.com. Again, it's sold@calleric.com. And this here humble show is sponsored by my website, which is calleric.com. There you'll get a good feel for the way I conduct my realtor practice, my philosophies on real estate, what your realtor should be delivering to you in terms of quality of service and communication and so forth. And in turn, what I ask of my clients in this little partnership we have as we either sell your home or we help you find a new home. So again, it's calleric.com. How about that?
Very, very easy.
Yeah, you got to remember to press that button, Frank, before you speak.
Well, I don't want people to hear me. I didn't really get much nutrition in me today, and I was over here having a little snack. And I didn't want to...
Sounds like a little excuse to me, but we're going to do a little taking care of business here. Friends, this show is brought to you by a couple wonderful people. The first is our good friends at Frags Tags in downtown Coraopolis. Frags Tags is there for your notary and vehicle transfer needs. You can call Frags Tags at 412-264-3018. The show is also brought to you by my good friend and my go-to mortgage rep, Miss Leslie Raymond with Union Home Mortgage. Contact Leslie for all your mortgage needs. She's wonderful. 412-719-5673. And of course, a regular guest on this show, our good friend, Mr. Matthew Pia, P-I-A, with Division 9 Home Inspection. Matt's website is division9inspection.com. And Matt's phone number is 412-715-8123. And Matt is one of the finest home inspectors in the valley, without question. Speaking of Matt Pia, I want to check in here. I see his wife Brenda's watching, and my good friend Dennis Smith as well. And Alfred and Nicole, another client of mine, and good friend. How are you, Nicole? Thank you so much for joining us on Facebook Live. We're starting to ramp up here, and Frank, the engines are getting ready to roll here, buddy. The engines are getting ready to roll.
Where are they rolling to?
We're going to roll right around this studio for 2 straight hours, man.
Oh, I'm telling you.
So, hey.
Turn left.
Everybody knows Frank's a racing guy, so yes, the ongoing joke here that we have, obviously on Saturdays too, is the turn left. Yeah, why is that? You know what would make NASCAR more fun? Is if every race they'd alternate and they would drive the other direction.
Well, they do that when they run the road course races.
Yeah, but I mean for NASCAR. Wouldn't that be something?
Well, that's what I mean. NASCAR does 2 road course races a year. They do it twice.
Okay. Frank, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor here, my good producer host. I've got to go get something to drink because my throat is dry. Can we take our first break?
No.
We can't?
No.
You're going to really do that to me?
Yes.
And why is that?
I can't.
Do you see what I go through here in real estate? Friends, the lines are open, 724-843-1888, 724-774-1888. I will struggle through this first little segment with a mouth as dry as the Sahara. But then someone has slid me a bottle of water. We're okay.
Ooh, warm water.
I know. It most certainly is.
It's cold in my refrigerator. It's just somebody's using the system.
I'll take it. It's free. Friends, what I'd like to talk about today is manyfold. The first is I'd like to answer any questions and talk a little bit about home inspections. This has been a very big topic that has been on my show for Saturdays. We've had Matt Pia, our go-to guy on the home inspection front, come into the studio and be a guest here. It's been wonderful. Those shows have been the highest rated, have the most views. And Matt's not here today, but I want to talk a little bit about the importance of a home inspection, being that the show is now on Wednesday and we're going to be gaining a different kind of audience. I kind of want to rehash that a little bit too. We're going to talk about a little bit the importance of an open house and many other things as well. But thank you so much for joining us here on Beaver County Radio. We're going to take our first break, finally. This is Your Personal Realtor, Eric McKenna with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors. Show sponsored by CallEric.com, and I promise you we will be right back.
Pat was recording the RDS. I can't use it when he's recording.
I figured it was something. That's fine.
For the 27th year in a row, 7th Avenue in Beaver Falls will be closed out to traffic and turned into the area's biggest and best cruise lane on Saturday, June 10th. Plan on making a day of it by looking at all the great cars on display at the Beaver Falls Car Cruise and listening to the live coverage on Beaver County Radio. Special editions of the Saturday Sports Slam and Lead Lap will be broadcast that morning live outside along the cruise lane on 7th Avenue as cars arrive. Then at 1, the cruise broadcast officially begins with opening ceremonies simulcast on the air and over the DJ sound systems. Broadcast sponsors include Canoes Body Works, Grand Tuber Insurance, Travel Search, the Law Office of Frank Marcacci, West Banco, and Brighton Health Mart. Listen to Beaver County Radio for more cruise updates, and afterwards, check out the Beaver Falls Car Cruise photos at beavercountyradio.com.
To your son, or
Are you a racing fan? Whether you're a casual fan or a race junkie like me, or you just like to talk anything motorsports, Beaver County Radio has the perfect show, and it's just for you. I'm Frank Sparks. Join me every Saturday right after Saturday Sports Slam from 10 a.m. to 10:30 for the lead lap from the pole position of your radio dial of 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. Sure, we'll talk about the big boys, but our main focus is going to be just like Beaver County Radio, and we'll be talking local racing from the local tracks, drag strips, and arenas. So tune in this Saturday and every Saturday from 10 to 10:30 a.m. for the lead lap from the pole position of your radio dial, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. The lead lap is being brought to you in part by Bowling Machine, sponsors of the Bowling Hot Lap, the Pennsylvania Hot Rod Company, Canoes Body Works, and of course Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
I'll throw it out to you like there's a question. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it now.
Hello, friends. This is RE/MAX Advanced Realtor Eric McKenna with CallEric.com and host of Your Personal Realtor on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. I really hope you are enjoying today's show. Friends, did you know that I can be your personal realtor?
I told him.
That's right. If you're looking to list your home or buy a new home, call or text me today at 412-613-4466. That's 412-613-4466. Or send me an email at sold@calleric.com. That's sold@calleric.com. I just love it when listeners become clients. So why not contact me today and let me put my social media advertising to work for you. Together, we can reach your real estate goals. This is Your Personal Realtor, Eric McKenna, with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors and CallEric.com.
Your place to buy, sell, trade, or give it away. It's the Yankee Trader. Weekday afternoons from 1 until 2 on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
I'm going to have you do a promo for my show one of these days.
I'd love to. I would love to.
I think we're going to change your music. Right?
And friends, we are back. You are listening live. Ain't that great, man?
Uh-huh.
Listening live. I feel like, who did that? Al Michaels? Who did that? Was it Howard Cosell? He would start out the sports broadcast by saying, "You are listening live," or
Somebody like that.
Yeah, who did that? Think about that. You go on a mission for me. Find that out.
Who coined the phrase "live" on the air?
Yes. Friends, you're listening live to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. I'm a realtor with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors. My office is located in Swickley Township, and I work in the good county of Allegheny, Butler. That's right, Allegheny, Butler, Washington, and of course, Beaver County, which is the host of this here wonderful show on Beaver County Radio. We're moving to Wednesday. That is why you hear me, friends, at 2:20 in the afternoon. It's the first time you ever tuned in to our show and you found us by accident here on Beaver County Radio. Welcome, and thank you for including us in your day. Really appreciate it. This show is on our 37th week, Frank. How about that?
That's awesome.
It is awesome. It is awesome. And we thought we'd probably make, 15? We started. We'll make it 10, 15, and we'll see how it goes.
I figured out what live's from.
What is it?
Live from New York. It's Saturday night.
Well, no, it's not. It's live from Beaver Falls. It's Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
But it's been 37 wonderful weeks here. To give you a little background for those who have not joined our show prior, I always laugh. I say this is a little science experiment that was presented to me by two people, Mark Peterson, the owner and general manager of Beaver County Radio, and Mr. Beaver County Radio himself, Sir Frank Sparks. And I have to tell you, they were on point, meaning that the concept for the show, which was to just demystify real estate, it was a good idea. And we've carried it on, and we've done other things, and we've brought a little variety to it. We've had guests on this show. We've had flooring experts. We've had the home inspector, one of the best in the valley, Mr. Matt Pia from Division 9 Inspections. We've had our good friends from My Way Storage on. And we also plan down the line to have Miss Leslie Raymond, fantastic mortgage agent, on to answer your questions there. And we plan on having some roofers. We have a concrete guy lined up. So the idea is every couple of weeks we're going to have an industry. I hate the word expert, Frank. Why does it keep coming up in the lexicon here? I don't like the word expert. We're going to have an industry specialist. How's that? Industry specialist talking about their particular part in the real estate sphere, so to speak. You have me as the realtor. You'll have Leslie Raymond as the mortgage agent. You'll have Matt Pia as the inspection. We'll have roofers. We'll have pavement people. We'll have concrete people. Brad Robinson has been a fantastic guest on this show, and he's coming up. I actually thought he was coming today, but I got my days mixed up. But he's scheduled up, I believe, next week or the following, and we're going to talk all about flooring. We're going to take your calls and talk about flooring. But the concept of this show is to be very encompassing, but the essence of it is indeed demystifying real estate, taking your emails, taking your calls, taking your Facebook Live questions, and doing our best to answer them in a very prompt, expedient fashion. And
that's funny because Brad's my friend and I didn't even know he was coming.
Well, you don't have to be in the loop all the time.
It's just hilarious. It was a shock to me because I just didn't know. I just talked to him the other day. He didn't even say a word.
Well, I'll tell you what. This has been the show for me, friends, for 37 weeks. Not having any kind of history of radio, just loving the format, and having all these people over the years tell me, hey, you ought to be a DJ. You have that crazy voice. It might work on the radio. And of course, it was always kind of in the back of my mind, but getting the opportunity to actually have my own show has been really rewarding. And it's not all about the money with me, because it's kind of I get this all the time, Frank. You hear it. Well, you realtors, you make all this money, you don't work much, and all this stuff, and it's all bunk. It's not reality. It's not about money for me. It really is about meeting people and the relationships I have with my clients and my friends, and without a doubt helping. It's all about service for me. The more people I help, in life, the better the quality of my life is. And I've been repeating that probably for the last 30 years. And that is my philosophy. So being of service and being of help is the number one goal on this show. And I've been able to meet so many wonderful people in Beaver County. The ongoing joke is here that I've met so many people because of the show, and we've gone out and spoke to these people about the work that we do and, our philosophies on real estate and so forth. And Frank, I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. The hospitality is incredible. They feed me, Frank. They feed me. And of course I'm on duty, so they're not really partaking in any, bubbly beverages or anything like that. But to all those who have contacted me and have hired me as their realtor or have brought me in to talk real estate with them, you have my sincerest thanks and my humblest gratitude, because I might have probably put a couple pounds on, but it was certainly worth it. So to all of you, thank you so much. Thank you so much. One of the biggest shows we've had, as I mentioned prior, is when our good friend Matt Pia comes on the show from Division 9 Inspection. I think Frank's done 4 or 5 shows. Is that about right, Frank?
Sounds about right.
I think Matt's done 4, maybe 5. Matt comes on for the whole, it was 90 minutes, but he'll come on for the whole 2 hours. And he will answer your calls, and we will talk about home inspections, why they're necessary, how he does his, my philosophy as a realtor on, why I truly believe in them. And then Matt also talks about something a little different in the marketplace now in regards to home inspections, and that is the ability for Matt to do what's known as a seller evaluation. Because traditionally with a home inspection, it's the buyer of a property who hires the home inspector to to inspect the property after the buyer comes under agreement. The home inspector will go in and do a professional inspection of the property, the mechanicals, the structural part of the property. He'll look at the electrical and the plumbing and the roofing, the grounds, the basement, and the inspector will provide the buyer with basically an owner's manual of the house. It's really, really beneficial. And obviously the buyer from that point can make determinations on if there are any structural or safety deficiencies. Tough word to say deficiencies, but structural issues, any safety issues that the buyer may want to go back to the seller with and say, hey, we're under agreement. However, I would request that you, Mr. Seller, repair this, and this. From there, there's typically a negotiation, but the seller will address certain issues in most instances for the buyer, and then they meet at closing and the transaction is complete. The home inspection is very important. It is an owner's manual for the buyer, of course, of their property, and it's an inspection that the buyer can use many, many times as they live and enjoy the home. I know for me, getting a home inspection was imperative because I just, years ago, I didn't know where everything was in my house. I couldn't even tell you where my water shutoff was. So getting this, very extensive report was very important to me as a homeowner and feeling more comfortable, not only about my purchase at the inception, but feeling better about my house for the time that I've been living in it. And I just can't underestimate that. Now, the other aspect of the home inspection, which Matt kind of spent a good amount of time on, and we've taken a lot of calls on, is what's known as the seller evaluation. So in this instance, a seller would contact the home inspector, Matt Pia, I strongly recommend him. The seller would contact the home inspector and then hire the home inspector to evaluate their home. Typically, this is done before you list your house. Typically. We've done a couple after we've listed, and a couple weeks in, the seller thinks about it and decides, hey, I better get an inspection because I want to know what the buyer's inspector is going to find and come at me with. So that's one of the benefits of having a home inspection as a seller. The way Matt conducts these, and I can only speak for Matt right now because he's our go-to guy and he's the one who's been on the show and has discussed the seller evaluation in detail. The way Matt approaches this is probably not the same veracity and not the same detail that he would do for a buyer's inspection. Thus, it's a little less expensive as well. But Matt will go through with his checklist and walk through the property with the owner. They'll start in the basement and they'll work all the way up. Matt will also, in most instances, if the sight line of the home is rather high, meaning a 2-story or greater, Matt will take a drone and take a look at the chimney and the roof and the soffit and fascia and the gutters and all that good stuff. Start at the bottom, work your way up. Matt will do this with the seller, and Matt will provide a plethora of information to the seller about the condition of the house. It's a tremendous service for a home seller or a potential home seller. Again, before you even list the property, you now have a professional evaluation of the condition of your house that you are about to sell. Very, very advantageous. This will enable you to accurately fill out the seller disclosure, which is definitely part of the, bear with me here, I got a note passed to me.
Go ahead.
It's very important as the seller disclosure. As a lister, you're going to fill this out about what you know about the property. Okay, it's what you know about your own property. If you're able to have this evaluation, you have the facts. You don't have to guess. You don't have to guess on the quality or the current condition of your chimney, or your gutters, or your roof, or your front walkway. Okay? You have accurate information to put on that seller disclosure, which will then enable the buyers to make a better informed decision on your property. The seller's home evaluation is a tremendous tool for those looking to sell their home. Generally speaking, I'm speaking off the cuff, I believe it's between $300 and $450. It's a tremendous, again, a tremendous value for the home seller. You want to be prepared as a home seller as to what the buyer may come at you with in regards to deficiencies or issues with your home. And here's the great thing about it. If you know about these issues ahead of time, they may not even be that severe. These are things that you can correct in anticipation of listing your home, which may indeed bring you more money. And oftentimes, much more money than the $350 to $450-ish that you would spend for the seller evaluation. So we're going to have Matt P. in very soon, probably in the next couple of weeks, and we will talk again about home inspections. Matt's very big both on the buyer's home inspection and the seller's valuation. We'll get into detail. He will definitely get into detail about the methods that he uses and the importance of looking at certain things. You know, one of the things that we spent a good amount of time on the last time Matt was here, and it was one of the highest rated shows we had in terms of viewership, in terms of the video hits and everything else, was Matt talked about the danger of water. Water, as a homeowner, is your enemy. There's no question. If you have encroachment into the house at all, water in any kind, whether it's the basement, whether it's a deficiency in your roof, bad gutters running down the side of the house, the water, it's bad, very bad. And Matt will go into detail next time, again, when he's here, because the issue of water for a homeowner and for a home seller is something that must be addressed before you list, if at all possible. You don't want to go in and list a home that's got water issues if you can help it. You want to see if you can get that remediated ahead of time. So, we go on to a break, buddy. We're okay?
Yeah, you're good.
There we go. See, we're getting some synergy here, friends. The one thing about this, I'm an amateur radio guy, so from time to time, we might be a little bit unprofessional. So if you've never joined the show before, get ready for a very laid-back and casual rocking event here, because this is kind of local radio at its finest. And when I say local radio, I mean local radio. We have a good time, but this is not as polished as anything close to, let's see, the evening news. Would you agree?
Yes. I think I have a voice for evening news.
Well, Frank Sparks, if you listen to Teleform, he's a natural. I'm still trying to get myself ramped up to the level of Frank, but it's always good and reassuring to have Frank here. And I will talk a little bit before we continue here. I want to say hello to a lot of people on Facebook Live. Mr. Jimmy Straka has been a little support.
He's a racing fan because he said stuff.
He is. Mr. Matt Robinson has showed up. Bill Kramer. It's Missy Young, one of my clients, has stopped in here. Just great. Thank you so much for the attention. I appreciate it. And thanks for spending a little bit of your Wednesday with us at Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna.
You need a towel?
Buddy, it's a little warm over here. I have the AC on. It's why is it so hot in the studio?
I'm comfortable.
Why?
Open the window. I'm comfortable.
Well, I shouldn't have to open the window, right? The air conditioner should be on.
I'm fine. I've been sitting in here all day. You don't see me sweating.
Well,
I'm not wearing a hat either. So.
What I also determined was that we're going to try something new here on Wednesdays, if you notice. And as our Facebook Live will notice, and of course our video process, which I will talk about in a second, I'm standing.
Yeah, you are.
I find myself much more engaged, able to deliver things more fluidly, and just an overall better verbal presentation when I stand. Why is that, Frank?
I don't know.
I mean, have you tried it?
I'm not really a stander. Mike Roma used to stand when he did it, and he
really?
likes it. Yeah, and he liked to do it a lot better that way. And I don't know. I'm more comfortable standing because I'm a fidgeter, so I can sit there and fidget while I'm talking.
No, right. I think with me, it's the Italian in me. I love to talk with my hands.
There you go. Mike's Italian.
And I'm expressive, so, and I love it. So, just Cindy. Hello, Cindy and Tony.
Mike was Italian and Irish, I think it was, or something.
That's me.
I don't know. So
that's me.
Yeah.
That's me. So I just find more comfortable when I can get more engaged when I'm standing. And I tried it at home, running a couple commercials in my little mini studio at home, and it was great. So today, I'm standing. And you know what, Frank? I like it. I like it. So, friends, this is Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. And we do indeed, if this is your first time listening to the show, we record these shows, typically with 2 or 3 cameras. Today we have one. Don't ask, I can't tell you. But we record them and we produce them, and they're on our website at calleric.com. Show number 1 all the way through 36 with maybe, I think, 2 missing there. But I can tell by the hits both on Facebook and on YouTube that people are going back and watching this show for content and skimming through them, and that's very rewarding. We want to, we want to create like an archive of the work that we do here. And even for me, it's good for me to go back and listen to the show, see what we did right, see what we can improve on, and just see how the calls go, how things go over with the guests.
You got to admit, it's fun to watch show 1 and then go. I mean,
no,
seriously,
it's not fun to watch show 1.
It is now. I mean, like because in my instance, it's kind of the same as you. I started out as announcing high school sports.
Right.
And a football field. And then I progressed from there to where I sit today. And it's fun to watch, like, when I would make a commercial from back then to when I make them now, or the difference in if I have to ad-lib or talk on the radio compared to doing it now. So, I mean, it's a major difference, the improvement, because you're more comfortable behind the mic now.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny because I'll share this with the audience. You know, when the show was conceived, we went to lunch that day.
Right.
Very first day. And Frank was, Mark, the Grand Poobah, was expressing himself in a very verbose way, as he always does. Very articulate, very, very informative. And Frank just kind of chewing on a sandwich. And I didn't know what to make of this Frank Sparks guy. So, they set a time to start. I think it was like October 1st, I think was our first show, or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And that date was like ingrained in my head, like, oh my goodness. Well, Frank looked at me as we're eating and goes, the first show you'll be a little rough, and then the next one you'll just soar. And I went, There's no way. I'm terrified. So I look back at the show, okay, and the first show I'm sitting there all rigid. And I read everything, and it's kind of like scripted out. And then I realized, after I read everything I had, there was still 40 minutes left.
Well, and that's the fun of going back and listening to when you first started to the point now where you can just, you know what you want to talk about. You don't really have. You write a couple bullet points of what you want to talk about. You look at your emails.
Yep.
And you have fun along the way, and you don't have to ad-lib. And your show's basically ad-libbed at this point. It's not scripted out like it was when you started.
No, at all. We have general bullet points. We do answer questions.
Right.
Now, I will tell you, in the beginning of the show, we got probably about a handful of emails a week. Mm-hmm. And what I was doing was I made a mistake in the first 2 weeks. I really wasn't answering those emails. I was waiting to talk about it on the show.
Right.
And then the emails grew. And then I realized I'm doing a disservice to these people. So I started answering all the emails right away when you'd emailed me. So if you want to email me a question, it's sold@calleric.com anytime, not just during the broadcast. I will respond to you very promptly and will get you the answer you need. And I may use that content of your question on the very following show. Very possibly will do that. But I use the text I receive during the week, the experiences that I have with clients, the questions we get on the show, the phone calls I receive asking me questions like we'll talk about in a second. And, the information for the show comes from all different areas. And obviously when we have guests, we kind of hand the floor over to the guests and let them do their thing. So I just want to say hello to Sean Foster checking in. How are you, Sean? Good to see you. But again, back to the video, we've actually archived the entire shows. This is number 37, and they're all there at calleric.com. We have them uploaded to YouTube and then linked over to our website. If you're familiar with Facebook, you know me, because I've been on Facebook since 2009, and in a prior life, we'll talk about that too, I guess, Frank, a little bit for those who don't know me. I was very into Facebook marketing. I was in the guitar business, and we'll get into that.
I got some Kiss news for you.
Okay. We'll talk about that too. But I was marketing on Facebook from the beginning, and when I became a realtor many years ago, it was a natural progression. And part of what I do for my clients, my seller clients, is that I run Facebook ads helping sell the property. So in addition to the MLS and the great photography, open houses, and the interaction between me and many agents in the area, I add Facebook ads, paid by me, that target certain demographics to help proliferate your home on the web. Basically, we're looking for more eyeballs. The concept is we want more eyeballs on the property online. That will bring the buyers. These ads, again, are paid for by me. I don't pass that cost off to my home sellers. Just don't do that. No need to. It works. I welcome those bills. I welcome those small bills that I pay, because in the end it helps sell properties faster and my clients are happy. It's all about client service in the end. That's what I'm into. Let's see here. So, just to carry on for those, again, who have not listened to my show before, my very brief background, my 60-second to 90-second explanation of my background is I am a Western PA resident, born and raised here, born in Coraopolis, and believe it or not, I've come full circle. That's where I reside. Many family here in Beaver County. Spent a good portion of my childhood between Center, Monaca, and Hopewell. A little bit of Aliquippa as well. Many friends and family in the Western PA area. I am again, a realtor with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors. My office is in Swickley, although I'm rarely there. That's the running joke, but I do hang my hat there. Wonderful brokerage run by wonderful people. Mark and Patty Handlovich, could not ask for a happier place to write business and hang my hat. So a special kudos to them for welcoming me in. I started my career out with Howard Hanna, was there for years, enjoyed it, wonderful company. I made the move in January to RE/MAX. Have not looked back. It's been phenomenal. The culture's a little different for me. It's more toward my liking. I'm an entrepreneurial kind of guy. I've run businesses in the past, and we'll get into that right now. Before I was a realtor, for 15 years, I ran a company called Boogie Street Guitars. And what Boogie Street Guitars was an online guitar dealership, which later morphed into a guitar design house. I had the opportunity to partner with a wonderful company called Washburn Guitars out of Chicago. And in turn, for making a commitment to invest so much in guitars with Washburn, I was rewarded with the opportunity to work with some really awesome, I guess the only word I can say is awesome, professional and somewhat famous musicians. And I had my fingerprint and imprint on a lot of their guitars. Some of these guys were on the rock and roll side, Scott Ian and Nuno Betancourt, Roger Waters. And the coup d'etat for me was the opportunity to work with one of my childhood heroes, a guy I had posters on my wall when I was a kid. And I was afforded the opportunity to work with Paul Stanley from the rock band Kiss. So for 2006 to about 2014, a solid 8 years, even after I had become a realtor, I was still dabbling in it for a period of time. I had the opportunity to work with Paul Stanley, and incredible guy. I can tell you stories that would bore you. Probably we can go on and on about just how wonderful an experience it was. But running Boogie Street taught me a lot of things about running my own business, and RE/MAX and the way we're able to handle our real estate practice are very similar. So very happy at RE/MAX, and just absolutely couldn't be any happier. But back to the Facebook thing, I ran Boogie Street at boogiestreet.com and also through Facebook. Got acclimated to Facebook and all the benefits of social media marketing. Thus, I've translated that all to real estate, and the potential for client service is so strong because it just works. Friends, that's the great sounds of Brothers Johnson, and I am headed to a break here because that's what Frank Sparks is telling me.
You want to hear my Kiss news before we go to break?
Yes, and I listen to what Frank says. Go ahead, lay some Kiss music on.
All right, who's the original
Kiss news on me?
Who's the original guitarist to Kiss?
Well, Ace Frehley.
Ace Frehley.
Yes.
Okay. Ace Frehley is retiring and making his last appearance in the United States tonight.
Are you sure that's Ace or is that Peter Criss?
Peter Criss, that's
the
it.
drummer.
I kind of know Peter Criss, last appearance.
The original drummer.
Other news.
That's what they say. I don't know if it's true or not. We'll see.
Other news. Kiss is writing a new album. They're in the studio, but they're not sure if they want to produce it or not. Gene Simmons is not sure if he wants to put all that hard work into it for people to be able to pirate it and not have to download it.
That's been a problem with those boys for a long time. There you go.
So he's not sure if he wants to do it or not, but I heard the news this morning and I thought of you instantly.
Well, Frank bridges my connection with the rock band Kiss in my prior life, and for those who don't know the show, there you go. There you go. But here we're talking real estate, believe it or not, and we'll be back after this break. You're listening to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. We'll be right back.
I'm a Motley Crue guy, so I don't know a whole lot about Kiss, except their songs.
Family game night, trips to the Tuska Drive-In, dinner around the dining room table.
Okay, now,
Mom has always been by your side, making memories, taking care of the family. Today, it's getting harder for her to live alone. St. Barnabas, Beaver Meadows is here for your family. From on-site recreation to community outings, rest assured that your mom will continue making memories in a safe, caring environment. That's why we've been voted Best in the Valley for 8 straight years. To schedule a tour, call 724-495-1600.
Listen to 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA this Friday morning in the 9 a.m. hour with guest attorneys Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George. Attorneys LG KG specialize in auto accidents, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, motorcycle accident cases, and premises liability. The attorneys Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George will be available to answer your questions during the 9 a.m. hour this Friday on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
Tune in for your chance to win a 4-pack of Pittsburgh Pirate tickets to the June 12th game versus the Colorado Rockies. Beaver County Radio is giving away Bucko tickets on the air all season long. Don't miss your chance to win 4 tickets to the Pirates versus the Rockies at PNC Park on Monday, June the 12th. Visit BeaverCountyRadio.com or follow WBVP and WMBA on Facebook for more details and dates of upcoming giveaways from Center Exit Tire, On the Run in East Palestine, and of course, Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
The best in local entertainment takes place at Woolly Bullies in New Brighton. Woolly Bullies hosts live music 2 to 3 nights a week and gives you a chance to shine as a karaoke star every Tuesday. If you're thirsty, Woolly Bullies serves everything from their rotating beers on tap to your favorite mixed drink. And if you're hungry, Woolly Bullies Kitchen is open Tuesday through Thursday, 4 to 10, and Friday and Saturday, 4 to midnight. Woolly Bullies can also cater your event either in-house or off-site. So have your next night out at Woolly Bullies on Allegheny Street in New Brighton.
Announcing the spring warehouse sale from Legina Drapery and Blind Factory. Lisa Legina says make sure everybody knows the spring warehouse fabric sale is going on right now with savings of 50% off. These fabrics won't last long, so please call Legina Drapery and Blind Factory and set up a no-obligation shop-at-home appointment. 412-665-4900. That's 412-665-4900. Legina Drapery and Blind Factory, doing what they do best in Pittsburgh for 65 years. And that's helping you with custom-made window treatments and blinds right here in your hometown. With great service after the sale, too. So visit their West Liberty Avenue showroom or their state-of-the-art showroom in the Wexford-Warrendale area. But take advantage of the spring warehouse fabric sale and save up to 50% off. 412-665-4900 or log on to leginadrapery.com.
That's the hard part about doing the show during the week. You get to know and check it out. That's crazy. No matter how much you have a fit about it, he still does it. As soon as you turn around, like he's in there putting stuff in now.
So like, I'll just go until he's bright, until he's done.
Yeah. Well, I usually keep hitting the escape button so he knows I can do
that. And we're back. Friends, you're listening to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. I'm a realtor with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors out of Sewickley, Pennsylvania, and Robson Township as well. I serve Allegheny, Butler, Washington, and the wonderful county of Beaver. And we are here every Wednesday from 2 to 4. I got used to saying that, Frank. No more Saturdays. We're going to be with you on Wednesdays from 2 to 4. I am joined every week by the one and only Mr. Beaver County Radio, Sir Frank Sparks.
I got one more Saturday. So,
you want to talk about that for a second? Because I think that our viewers who have been with us all these weeks, honestly, need to understand the changes that are happening for you, for the better.
For me? Oh, well, in, April 1st, I was promoted to program director. Mm-hmm. And
doing a fabulous job, by the way.
Thank you. And Teleform host, I'm permanent host of Teleform from 9 to 12, Monday to Friday. Mm-hmm. But I didn't want to relinquish my duties as host of the Saturday Sports Slam. So I was working 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday to Friday, and then 6 to 2 in Saturdays.
And how was that working out for you, Frank?
Yeah, I'm making a change starting next Saturday.
Hey, Jeff Helving's checking in. How are you?
So I'll be 8 to 5 starting next week.
Right.
8 to 5 Monday to Friday.
Right.
And, no more Saturday sports.
So not only does Sir Frank get his Saturdays back, I get my Saturdays back.
I haven't had a Saturday off, and this will be the first time in probably 7 or 8 years.
Holy smokes.
Uh-huh.
Well, I will tell you as a realtor, one of the sacrifices that I made for the show, and I made it willingly, don't get me wrong, thrilled to have the opportunity here, but I gave up my Saturday mornings, and as you can imagine, as a realtor, a lot of showing requests on Saturdays. So I've always kind of asked some cooperation from my clients. They've always given it to me. It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Jonathan, Frags Tags, Mr. Jonathan, owner of Frags Tags, is actually here.
I love that name.
I know, it's a great name. It's a great name. But I'm now going to reclaim my Saturdays, and my son's thrilled because I will talk about it obviously in some other show. But I'm once again going to manage the Parkway Tigers AAU baseball team for the tournament. So I'll have my Saturdays, which he's thrilled. He didn't think it was going to happen because of the show. I told you, kid, I'd take care of you.
Well, you didn't tell us about, we haven't heard about the road trip you and Major took last week.
We did. Yes, we did. We went, my son and I, being the big baseball fanatics that we are, we drove to Cleveland, and we got to see at least my favorite baseball team, probably one of my son's favorite teams, but he's not the diehard fan that I am of the Oakland A's. And we watched the Indians play the A's, and watched our favorite player play, Mr. Sonny Gray. And
that was a good outing that day, though.
That was not good. Mr. Gray didn't have a great outing, and but I will tell you, we had a phenomenal time. Obviously, yeah, we went out to it was kind of cool. It was the first for me, but we got to go out in the outfield at it's a progressive field, progressive field, and we were able to shag, in the stands anyways, shag home run balls. A lot of the A's players saw our A's gear on. They were throwing us balls, and when my son got a chance, because our seats were so wonderful, they were on the rail down by the A's dugout.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so a lot of the players came over. My son Major got a chance to meet Chris Davis, and
I see you got some autographs on that ball.
Yes, we did. It was a great day. It was a great father-son day. My son's 16 years old, and baseball was something we've shared since he was 7. So it's a great thing.
See, now you really goofed up.
Okay.
What do you do now? When you're here, you have a radio show, right?
I do.
And you're a member of the what now?
I'm a member of the Beaver County Radio family.
Right. Which is a what? What type of outlet is it?
It's media. It's radio.
Bingo.
Right.
Media, pass.
Oh.
Duh.
Oh.
Should have thought ahead.
No, wait a second.
Should have thought ahead.
Okay, so you give me a hint for my next excursion out there.
Well, if you get a hold of the PR department and you do it right, then you can go in, get some interviews, get some reports, and bring them back that we could use them.
There you go.
See?
There you are.
You should have told me you were going. I seen you going. I'm thinking, wow, that knucklehead, he don't even know what he's missing.
There you go. There's my tip for the day from Sir Frank. All right, friends, to participate in our show at 724-843-1888. 724-774-1888 will also get you to the promised land. Sir Frank will take your call, so we'd be glad to talk with you. You can also ask a question here on Facebook Live. Man, the president of Frags Tags is on there, so you know.
He has to tell us how he came up with the name Frags Tags. I love it.
Jonathan, why don't you call in as yourself? I welcome you to call in. Don't pretend to be somebody. He's so shy. This guy is so shy. I could see him actually calling in here and just pretending he's a random customer. I'm asking you don't do that. Call in as yourself and talk about your company, Frags Tags. I love you guys. You guys are you're awesome.
I have to know.
Frank wants to know how you came up with the name. Well, the last name is Fragapine. So that's where the Frags comes from. But, I mean, it's a very unique name.
It's unique. I need to know how he came up with it. That's an awesome name.
Jonathan, 724-843-1888 or 724-774-1888. Call in. Frank will take the call. I do want to mention to our friends, indeed, our show is brought to you by the good people at Frags Tags in downtown Coraopolis for all your notary and vehicle transfer needs. Contact Frags Tags at 412-264-3018. Our show is also brought to you by the wonderful Leslie Raymond with Union Home Mortgage, my preferred home mortgage lender, I might add. Call Leslie for your mortgage needs and tell her Eric sent you. You can reach Leslie at 412-719-5673. And of course, our show is brought to you by my good friend, Mr. Matt Pia from Division 9 Home Inspection. That's Division number 9 inspection.com. And you can reach Matt for a home seller evaluation or a buyer's home inspection at 412-716-8123. And I believe we have a call.
Hopefully this might
be Jonathan.
Hey, how are you doing today, Eric?
Jonathan, how are you, Power? How are you, buddy?
Good. Well, how I came up with the name, just to answer your question
on
the air.
Sure.
Frags Tags. My last name is Fragapane. So I grew up in Coraopolis, graduated Cornell High School in 1998.
What year?
In 1998.
Oh, you're a youngster.
It was an awesome year. I have to agree with you. And when I played ball, everybody called me Frags. So they chopped my last name. I got called Fraggle Rock. And,
oh, man.
Every name in the book.
Fraggle Rock. That's awesome.
Then Frags came with me.
Sure.
All through high school. So then when we were trying to invent the name for our business and sit down and think about it, we were going to call it Frags and PA Titles, Frags and Notary. My friend's like, get rid of all the stupid stuff and just put Frags Tags.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
It's a catchy name, and it's held. We've been in business 4 years, downtown Coraopolis.
Yep, they have been.
Very successful.
Matter of fact, your business is a couple of blocks from my house, in fact.
Actually, 2 blocks. I didn't want to put that out there.
You can. I don't care. That's all right. It's true. That's
Your Personal Realtor.
Now,
the reason also I'm calling in today,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
I was thinking about selling my house, and the house was made in the late 40s. I assume they updated the kitchen in the 80s, maybe early 90s.
Okay.
With like an IKEA type, kitchen setup.
Sure.
When do you think it's appropriate to go ahead and do the updates on the kitchen, where you're not upside down, where you're putting more money than it's worth, or you're not going to get back when you sell the house? And I wanted to ask you what your opinion is, since you see a lot of different homes, and how far do you go with this?
Okay.
I appreciate it.
You got it, partner. You got it. But now I'm gonna call you about that home sale, right?
Yeah. Yes, you are, buddy. Your personal realtor, Eric McKenna.
I just before you answer,
once I'm ready and I'm up, we're still a little bit of ways away, but once
that's okay.
Sure, that
no worries.
I just got to ask him one question before you answer his question.
Sure.
Do you guys have T-shirts that say Frags Tags?
We do. Actually, once I get to meet with Eric McKenna, I will hand them one. And we'll have to
for Frank Sparks.
Yes.
For Sir Frank.
I love the name. That is so awesome. That is like such a unique name. That's bad.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
I love it.
Blue's our color.
All right.
Like a dark blue.
Okay.
Sort of. And it goes right with the Pennsylvania license plate. And
right
that's
on.
actually one of our logos. It looks like a Pennsylvania license plate. Up top it says Notary. In the middle, in the white section, it says Frags Tags. So it kind of goes hand in hand. I came up with the different color schemes, and the gentleman that's not in business in Coriopolis anymore, which was Quick Signs,
right?
Tom, was a really, really, really good guy.
Yep.
Thinking of ideas, helped me out a lot when I first started with my business. We were on a little bit of a budget back then, and I came up with all the different schemes. So I got to hand it to him too. He came up with a lot of the stuff here.
All right, brother. Here's the deal. I'm going to answer your question, then I've got to go to news. All right, but I will call you tonight, my friend. Thank you for calling in. That's Frags Tags in Coriopolis. Frags Tags for all your notary and vehicle transfer needs. 412-264-3018. It's tough to give an exact answer on the question there, Jonathan. Here's why. There's so many different variables there. A realtor needs to go in, evaluate the house for what it is, the position, the neighbors, and then take a hard look at what you're looking to get out of the house. And then look at the kitchen. You have to have all those factors first, because the kitchen might be just fine the way it is. Maybe the kitchen's a little dated, but it's still neutral colored and looks okay. Again, it just depends on the circumstances. I always watch with my home sellers and always recommend that they take each renovation very slowly and carefully, because you don't want to overvalue the home. You don't want to spend more than you can get out of it. You actually want to make some money by doing improvements. So you need to have that relationship with your realtor. They can actually convey to you what their professional opinion is based upon the neighborhood, the house, how it shows, and the current condition of the kitchen itself. Does that make any sense?
Yes, I appreciate it, Eric. You hit it right on the head. I just figured I would ask you that. You know the best with that, and I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
No problem, buddy. Thank you. Thanks for calling in. That's Frags Tags in Coriopolis for your notary and vehicle transfer needs. He's a good guy. I'm telling you, Frank.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
You would get along with this guy. I guarantee. Cool. Yeah, you get along.
I'm gonna have to make a trip down your way one day.
You know what? You need to do that.
Yeah,
Frank.
I used to work on Neville Island. I worked down there for about 5 or 6 years.
We're out on Neville.
I worked at the Army Corps of Engineers.
Oh, no kidding. Really?
Yeah.
Wow, there you go.
Cleaning down there for him.
Our good friend Jeff Helbling has checked in with us here. Jeff's been a big supporter of Facebook Live with our show for a long time. Thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate it very, very much for checking in with me. And on the other side of the news here, because we're headed to news here shortly, but on the other side, we're going to talk about open houses and why I believe in them. We're going to be taking your calls at 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888, the two most famous numbers in Beaver County. And what is so funny about it?
I'll show you.
Okay. Friends, this is Eric McKenna, your personal realtor on WBVP and WMBA. Well, let me do this officially. You're listening to 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. Now, let me start over, Frank. We're going to do this the right way. You're listening to 1230 WBVP in Beaver Falls and Chippewa, and 1460 WMBA in Ambridge and Neville Island.
You got to do the rest.
And now.
No, endearing.
Oh. Endearing and enduring since 1940 what? 1948. All right, friends, it's now time for Town Hall News. I like standing.
News this hour from
I like to stand up. I like to sit.
President Trump complains about a lack of support from the other side of the aisle as Republicans work on overhauling the country's healthcare system.
When it comes to replacing Obamacare, the president says Democrats are engaging in obstruction.
It's all going to be Republicans
not to clean off the thing.
And the Republicans are working very, very hard on getting a great healthcare plan.
The president told an audience in Cincinnati that the existing healthcare law is in a death spiral and problems will only get worse if Congress fails to act.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston says the president's also vowing to rebuild the country's crumbling roads and bridges, railways and runways. The nation's intelligence leaders testifying today on Capitol Hill, rather tight-lipped about the Russia investigation.
From Director of National Intelligence Dan Coates comes this statement repeated over and over during an open hearing before the Senate Intelligence Committee.
I am willing to come before the committee and tell you what I know and what I don't know. What I'm not willing to do is to share what I think is confidential information that ought to be protected in an open hearing.
Director Coates was joined by the Director of the National Security Agency and others in declining to shed light on interactions with the president and the Russian hacking probe. Their appearance comes one day before former FBI Director James Comey, who was leading the Russia probe, appears before the same committee to discuss the matter in open session.
Hey, Mallory.
Linda Kenyon, Capitol Hill.
There is widespread flooding across South Florida, swamped by torrential rains this week. Back high water forcing the closure of one of the state's largest outlet malls.
Get those shirts ready, buddy.
The Tehran police chief says 5 suspects have been detained following the deadly dual attacks in Tehran. Killed at least a dozen people, wounded more than 40. ISIS claiming responsibility for the attacks. On Wall Street, the Dow's up 38 points. The NASDAQ better by 17. More on these stories. Townhall.com.
Hey, Dad, ready for golf?
Hi, son. I'm not sure I'm gonna make it today. My arthritis is acting up this morning.
Dad, have you tried Blue Emu?
Have I tried what?
Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis Relief. Works fast, penetrates deep, relieves pain in your achy muscles and joints.
But I don't want to smell like a medicine chest.
You won't. Blue Emu's non-greasy and odor-free.
In that case, let's play 36 today.
Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis Relief. Beat the pain and enjoy life. Available at Walmart and Walgreens.
Hey there, here to tell you about some of the hottest deals happening at Lowe's.
Yes.
Save $100 on a Cobalt 227
You guys are broadcasting there. You're broadcasting
from 8 to 10:30 out front doing the sports shows and stuff, and then doing the regular broadcast from 1 to 7. I'll be here till 2:30 because I got a mother-in-law's birthday party.
Right on. So, I was going to say, at 3:55, what I want to say is, well, 2:53, I'm going to say, I'm going to end the show. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say anything different. I'm going to say just, I really appreciate you da-da-da-da, you know, blah, blah, blah. And we look forward to seeing you again next Wednesday. I think. Please stay tuned for coming up is Town Hall News, followed by Larry Frielio.
It'll be natural. Just say Natural Health with Larry Ferrerio.
Natural Health with Larry
Ferrerio.
With Larry Ferrerio. But now, stay tuned. Now coming up, now stay tuned for a very special message from yours truly, and that's how I'm going to end the show. And then you can go right to that. Do you want to do that?
Yep.
Okay, I'll say coming up shortly is Town Hall News, followed by Natural Health with Larry Ferrerio. And right now, here's a very special message from yours truly. See you soon.
So next time you go to Cleveland,
yes. I didn't know that.
Here's what you do: is you let me know, and we'll call. We'll call the media room. We can go and see our segue in could be the fact that Terry Francona's from the break, the manager. So we could get into the clubhouse, interview Francona, and then go over to the Simple. I've done it.
You gotta come. You're gonna come, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I've done it before.
My son will lose his mind.
Yeah, I've done it before out there. So we did it, was it 2 years ago? First year Terry was manager, we did that. So, but yeah, it was cool. So, I have to show you this.
We're talking about that house afterward.
Yeah. My baby's going bye-byes.
Your what?
Getting rid of my truck.
What? This is Dude, what is that?
That's a new Hyundai Tucson. It's the new midnight version, it's called, with the black rims.
It's pretty bad.
It's loaded to the gills.
How much?
Well, it's because the dude's my friend. Oh, here we go. That's my friend that's doing it.
Beaver County stations for news, sports, information,
my
and
friend
entertainment.
is the general manager of Bowser Hyundai, and they're even swapping me that for my truck.
Are you kidding?
No.
Lease or buy?
Buy. Even swap. It's a $33,000 SUV. Yeah. So, I don't know yet. I got to sign the papers. I haven't decided fully yet. It's hard to let my truck go. You ready?
And friends, welcome back for hour number 2 of Your Personal Realtor.
What'd you do?
What do I hear in the background?
Police car going down the road. You did something.
I guess so. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Jonathan. Let me start that over again. Welcome back, friends, to hour number 2 of Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. I'm a realtor with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors out of Swickley and Robinson Township, and we are here every Wednesday from 2 to 4. That's right, Wednesday, new day, time, 2 to 4. Wonderful. Love it. Absolutely love it. Great to be here. If you know anything about the show, friends, as we've talked about last hour, I'll just tell you we started on Saturdays from, we initially were from 11 to noon for a couple of weeks, and things went fantastic. We enhanced the program, expanded it for 1.5 hours, 90 minutes, and we rode that format all the way until last Saturday. And now we have hit prime time here on Beaver County Radio, and every Wednesday from 2 to 4, Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna will come to the airways and engage you. Hopefully educate you a little bit about real estate, answer any questions or concerns you have, and hopefully bring you a little humor and fun as well, because that's what we do here. I'm joined every week by Mr. Beaver County Radio himself, Sir Frank Sparks behind the big board, my adopted co-host, although he hates that. And we do our best to handle all the business at hand. Most importantly, bringing you relative and relevant real estate information the best we know how. Ways to participate in the show are pretty easy. The two most famous numbers in Beaver County, 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. You can go to Facebook, log in, type in Eric McKenna. You'll see me come up, and there we are live. If you're friends with me on Facebook already, wonderful. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much. If we're not friends on Facebook, why aren't we? Send me a friend request. We'll connect on there. We have Facebook Live going every show. We actually started about the third show in, and it's been a tremendous addition to this show. It has brought many more people and exposed our show to many more people. The interaction's been great. People ask questions on Facebook. We've actually had more information. We've actually met, I've actually met new clients that have been outside the Beaver County area, wide area coverage of the station, that have found out about us and actually have come to me for business, which is wonderful. Love meeting people, love working as a realtor. I really have a passion for what I do. I think all of us should, no matter what you do in this world. I believe you're only going to achieve excellence and work to your capacity in a positive way if you truly have passion for what you do. And that is what I do.
Chippewa area, correct? Is that where you just got a client from?
That's exactly right.
All right.
Yes,
Blackhawk
indeed.
School District.
Yes, indeed. Actually, great guy. Works down at the railroad there. And how about this? He was just telling us that, they're on break down the railroads on Saturdays. They were always tuning into our show. That was very rewarding. And the comments were like this. They were glad that we actually had we had the human element to the show. It wasn't all, we weren't talking like this, and the sales agreement does this, and a closing is for this. We basically put our own personalities into it, and the feedback, not just from this gentleman, but from many other people I've met in the past 30 some odd weeks, they love the idea that, hey, Frank and Eric are just cutting up on there and having a good time.
Well, you have a great idea in this, because you're not a stuffed shirt syndicated program that just sits there and gives you the blah. You have fun, you goof around, you interact with your callers, with your people on Facebook Live. And in all honesty, the way you progress yourself, you've taught us a lot here at the station.
Oh, really?
In progressing our Facebook page. And in my time so far as program director,
Thank you.
We've done a lot, and we've made another step this week. We actually are advertising to promote the Facebook page.
That's wonderful.
On Facebook, just like you do when you get somebody's house and you get them going.
How cool is that? Facebook advertising is powerful, and what Frank's talking about is Facebook provides entities the ability to go on there and target different demographics and market their products. That's called a sponsored post, and it's sponsored. I've done that with home. I used to do it with guitars. I was very successful doing, if I can toot my own horn for a second, in running Boogie Street Guitars.
Right.
I had a great amount of success using Facebook advertising. And many, many years ago, when I became a realtor and I was winding down Boogie Street, and those two kind of overlapped, I started my own marketing campaign, calleric.com, Your Personal Realtor. These are things that were all kind of brought to the show. I already started to do this on Facebook, and my ability to gain new interest and meet different people that I didn't know outside of my sphere was wonderful. So I'm just carrying that on, and the Facebook Live was actually your idea. I mean, you're the one that actually brought that to me, Frank. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but hey, look how great it's been. So thank you. I appreciate that. If I can be of any help to the station in any way, I want to do that.
I think all of us have benefited more social media wise by learning from each other and going forward.
Absolutely. And I want to mention Jeff Helding raises a good point. I can't see it here, so I apologize, friends, but thank you so much for sharing the video. Really interesting. I mean, Jeff tells me 6 people actually shared the video and helped proliferate it. Good. So that's very powerful. Thank you. I can't see who did it because I don't have my my wireless laptop with me today. I got to bring that next week, but thank you so much. Cindy, my good friend Cindy Ziani, how are you, Cindy? It says, let's see, hey E, can you help clients buy or sell only in Pittsburgh? How far out of the area can you go? I can sell anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania. Again, let me repeat that. I am licensed to sell anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania. However, if you're in a different state and you need assistance, whether it's basic information or whatever question you would have, I'd love to talk to you. I also can indeed get you a wonderful, wonderful realtor that I will personally interview first before I ever send them to you. More than likely it'll be a RE/MAX because I trust my company and my brokerage so much. It'll be a RE/MAX realtor in your area. If in the event, highly unlikely, but in the event that RE/MAX doesn't have a brokerage in your area, if it's more rural or something, I will absolutely interview and find you a wonderful realtor. That is a service I provide. I will provide you a great realtor. You can call me. You can reach me directly at 412-613-4466. Take a second to write that down. This is my cell number, and you can call or text me anytime. It's 412-613-4466. Call or text. I'll be glad to help you. I can get you a referral for a wonderful realtor that I will personally interview first before I even send them to you if you're outside the state of Pennsylvania. Love to help you that way. You're very welcome, Cindy. Thank you so much for being a friend, and thank you for tuning in and helping proliferate this little show we're doing here. Again, it's static. And I have to tell you, friends, it's funny because about the 4th week of doing this show, I had big plans. I was sharing them with Frank over a sandwich. I'm Frank, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And Frank's like, hold on, cowboy. Slow down. He goes, it's going to work. I can see it in the future. We're going to do this stuff, but you got to take it one step at a time. And that's exactly what we did here. We grew this show one step at a time. And I will tell you, I owe a debt of gratitude to Mr. Mark Peterson, the Grand Poobah, the owner and general manager of Beaver County Radio, for listening to my ideas and putting his own interpretation and spin on them. And when he does that, it's always magic. So if you're out there, Mr. Peterson, I appreciate it. Here we are. We have taken our show to prime time on Beaver County Radio. And that's right. We'll be here every Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. No more Saturdays. Going to kind of miss my Saturdays, Frank. I have to tell you. I have to lay that out there.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, there's more people here on Wednesdays. There's more people at the station. There's more people to say hello to,
Yeah, there is.
There's, I can engage more people. I want a special hello to Lisa Mosich. How are you, Lisa? Thank you for checking in. Appreciate it. And for everyone who shared the show, that actually took the time to share the actual broadcast here on Facebook, thank you. That's very powerful. Very, very powerful. I won't be able to see ultimately who's checking in on the shares, but I know that's a great way to proliferate anything on Facebook is sharing the show. And for those of you who have done that for us today, on behalf of Frank, I want to give you my personal and humblest gratitude. That is awesome. Thank you so very much. Okay, the lineup for the next couple of weeks, I will tell you, is going to include Mr. Matt Pia from Division 9 Home Inspections. Matt is my go-to inspector, one of the best in the valley. We're bringing Matt in. We're going to talk all things inspections the best we can. I'm going to try to get Matt on 2 consecutive weeks because there's just that much information. And I'll tell you too, Frank has said many times that the shows with Matt, when Matt visits us, that Frank is like, his eyeballs go like this. They just get big because I know you've learned things from Matt. There's no question. There's no question in my mind, because every time I'm with him, I learn something as well. And Jeff Heldling, we're bringing in Matt. That's exactly right. He doesn't know it yet. Matt, if you're out there. So we're gonna bring Matt. We're gonna definitely bring our good friend Ed from My Way Storage. We're gonna bring Ed back as well. I'm delighted. I'm so delighted that she's finally going to be able to put us in her schedule. This is how much this lady works, Frank. Miss Leslie Raymond from Union Home Mortgage. I can tell you, I've worked with a lot of mortgage agents in this area. A lot. I have worked with them. My buyers have worked with them. And I'll tell you, man, 99% of them are phenomenal. But Leslie's even a step above them. That's how good she is. I can't wait to get her on the show. She's going to be a little limited as to what we can discuss, obviously. There's a lot of regulations, and she has to actually jump through a couple of hoops, regulation-wise, even to get on the air. Okay, so in terms of specific rates and all that kind of stuff, she's not going to be able to talk about, hey, the rate for today is this, and the rate for this is this, and this, and this. What we are going to talk about, which I think is even more important, is to help you, the listening audience, and help anyone who has a question about how the process works to fully answer those questions and give you a synopsis from start to finish, meaning that when you call Leslie to start the process for the very first call, the very first inception, the first time you talk with her, from that point all the way till you're sitting at closing on your property, she's going to walk you through the process. And that's kind of cool, because even for me to listen to it again is wonderful, because she's going to talk about underwriting. She's going to talk about the appraisal. She's going to talk about the necessity to always be honest. Always be honest with your mortgage rep. The reason why you need to be honest, because you can't lie, because they're going to find out. If you think you're going to get something over on your mortgage company, you're not going to. It's always best to be completely 100% truthful. She'll explain why that's necessary. She'll talk about the process. She'll talk about underwriting a little bit. People hear the word underwriting and they panic right away. Am I right, Frank?
Yes, you are. 100%.
That's a dirty word. That's a dirty word, right? So
yes.
So you don't have to panic. If you understand the process, to me as a realtor, underwriting doesn't scare me at all. What kind of unnerves me at times is the word appraisal. So, we want the houses to definitely appraise, and if they're priced right and the agreement is for a number that makes sense in the market, 99% of the time the appraisals are just fine. But there's always that one time you're just really never sure, if you might be under agreement for just a little more than it will appraise for. But we'll talk all about that stuff. But Leslie Raymond will be on the show. She's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I do want to mention the 3 sponsors we have for this show. Actually, Frank, let's mention the first sponsor. The first sponsor is
CallEric.com.
Again?
CallEric.com.
That's right, my website, CallEric.com. That's where I can pontificate even more than I do in person about my philosophy on real estate, how I work with my clients. All the information about my realtor practice is there at CallEric.com, including a way you can contact me as well. Love for you to visit there, if for nothing else, just to get some information, get a feel for this. It'll actually help you get a feel for this show, because some things will start to make sense in some regard about what you're hearing today. But you look so inquisitive, Frank.
And if you have a question, you can email them at
sold@calleric.com.
What's that?
Sold@calleric.com.
This is bad.
This is very bad.
We're right on the same.
Very bad.
This is bad.
But our 3. We lost Facebook Connect here. Oh, they're trying to reconnect. Let's hope we get there. There they go. They're back. We're back on Facebook Live. Apologize for that. We're a little bit of a weak connection here on our Wi-Fi today. The show is sponsored by our good friends at Frags Tags, located in downtown Coraopolis. That's Frags Tags, downtown Coraopolis, for all your notary and vehicle transfer needs. Contact Frags Tags at 412-264-3018. Tell Jonathan Eric sent you. That's all you need to say. Of course, brought to you by my good friend who we were just speaking so highly of, Miss Leslie Raymond with Union Home Mortgage. She's my preferred home mortgage lender, and contact Leslie directly at 412-719-5673. And do me a favor, tell Leslie when you call you heard about her on Your Personal Realtor. And of course, our last but not least, special sponsor, Mr. Matt Pia from Division 9 Home Inspection. That's Division, the number 9, inspection.com. Visit Matt there. Learn about home inspections the Matt Pia way. 412-715-8123. Friends, this is Eric McKenna, your personal realtor here on Beaver County Radio, and we'll be right back. Hello, friends. This is Remaxed Advanced Realtor Eric McKenna with CallEric.com and host of Your Personal Realtor on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. I really hope you are enjoying today's show. Friends, did you know that I can be your personal realtor? That's right. If you're looking to list your home or buy a new home, call or text me today at 412-613-4466. That's 412-613-4466. Or send me an email.
You can't even tell. He totally changed it around.
That's sold at calleric.com. I just love it when listeners become clients. So why not contact me today? And let me put my social media advertising to work for you. Together, we can reach your real estate goals.
That's right.
This is your personal realtor, Eric McKenna.
I was going to do something, but I can't.
Remaxed Advanced Realtors and CallEric.com.
I'll screw up your audio if I do it.
Yeah, I'm so bummed, man. That connection's not working now. I have to go into the camera and see if there's just something line in or something that's not chosen. I don't see it. Last week I plugged it in. It worked.
Something he really likes on the big weekend.
It's kind of bumming me out.
Cars and hot rods and fun with other guys.
I was just telling Pat they found
Freedom United Federal Credit Union will have a limited
Wait a 1 month old baby dead
your dad for a free pair of Parts-A-Rama passes today.
Are you serious?
Freedom United Federal Credit Union by posting a picture
Not
or
a whole
message
lot of
about your
results,
dad
that's why I walked in the other
Freedom
room so you
United
could
Federal
see.
No, I
Facebook
understand.
page, or simply visit any one of the
Is it working now? It is working.
I was just watching a minute ago. You were on there.
No, that. Yeah, see, it is kind of working now.
Oh, you know how they're talking about the information was leaked that Russia did? In fact, they just arrested the contractor in Georgia that leaked the information.
Good.
I think there's some substance to this. I'm waiting to see what happens. Can you imagine? A caller said this, and they're right. A caller said this. And you still got another minute and a half. They're right. Just think about that. If the Russians totally controlled the presidential election, that has to be the biggest act of terrorism of all time. That has to be bigger than 9/11, everything.
Look what they did.
There's supposedly evidence that they did it. And that's what this contractor leaked. What happened was there was election software from a government, from a company, and this other company was working on a media post for the national government, and they sold it off to somebody and leaked it. And the guy that leaked it, so got arrested.
But did they how they get in control of the voting count?
I don't know. That's the thing. Somehow the election software they were able to get into, they encrypted into it somehow. So I don't know. I'm sure there's more than what they're telling us. There always is.
taught me nothing's better.
Jeff says she's a young woman too. They're hearing that on there.
Really?
Shame.
Yeah.
My video camera is like so dark. The screen's so dark. It's like the backlight light comes up all the time. Do I have to shut that off somehow?
Oh,
I gotta figure that out. Because the actual video on the camera, that I have to edit, it's like dark. It's not light.
that's weird.
It is weird.
What? I mean, would it make it worse with the blinds open, or would it help a little?
No, it should
if you have
adjust.
crack?
It should adjust.
You would think. You know? All right, we're gonna do 20 minutes for another break. Or you want to take a break?
I need a break.
When do you want to take a break? 20 till, and then you're gonna do the finish.
Yeah, cut me a little bit earlier now.
Okay. You're gonna do. So you want to do like 40?
When it's 2:53, I need to know.
Okay, so you want to do 40 first for your next break.
Yeah.
And then right about 2:53.
I can do a little. Can I do a little earlier than 40?
Like do whatever you want. You tell
35.
35. All right. Right.
And we're back. We are back, friends. We're entering the last half hour of Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. I'm a realtor with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors out of Swickley and Robinson Township. I work in Allegheny, Butler, Washington, and the wonderful county of Beaver, and we are here at this here humble show on Beaver County Radio every Wednesday from 2 to 4. Purpose of this show is to demystify real estate the very best we can, engage you, hopefully inform you, and also help humor you a little bit too. Frank and I are pretty good at the humor part of it.
We try.
So, yeah, we try. But great to be here on Wednesday. If you tuned in expecting maybe something else on Beaver County Radio today, here we are. Welcome to the show. And we moved from Saturday to Wednesday and a full 2 hours to enjoy. Our Facebook Live audience continues to grow. A special hello to Jeff Helbling, who's hanging with us through the entire show. And with Facebook Live at times, depending on how connected I am here while I'm on the air, I can't really see a lot of what's going on. So Jeff's been a good mouthpiece for me today as to who's on. And I want to send a special thank you to all that are sharing our live stream, Facebook Live, of our show. Thank you. It's incredible to let it proliferate that way. So we have over 6 shares right now, maybe 7, but thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. And as always, we are videotaping this show for archive at my website at calleric.com. Again, that's calleric.com. All of our shows are archived there for your benefit as well as mine, as we go back and we can review content, special guests, and everything that's happened for 36 prior shows, today being the 37th here on WBVP and WMBA in the heart of Beaver County in downtown Beaver Falls. How about that?
Sounds good.
I'm getting the flow, Frank. It's coming.
I'm telling you.
It's coming. It's definitely coming. We're going to talk a little bit about open houses now and why I find them very necessary. Very, very necessary. Mm-hmm. Traditionally, open houses, and again, my history of open houses has come from talking to other seasoned agents that have been in the business for a lot longer than I have, although we're probably close to being the same age. But the history of the open house is interesting. You know, I've heard so many different opinions from agents. You know, one agent's convinced that open houses are only 2 hours, and they're usually like 1 to 3 in the summer or the non-football months, I am told. And they're 11 to 1 traditionally in Pittsburgh or the Western PA area because it's right before the Steeler game.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
So, I've always been told that it was a tradition going way, way back where you leave church or Sunday service, and then you would go visit the homes after then. So that's why 11 to 1, 12 to 2, 1 to 3 kind of time frame. I believe in open houses very, very much. I hope that we don't need them with some listings because the market's so strong. Sometimes you do.
Right.
Sometimes you want to gather people and gather other agents and bring them in and let them really enjoy the house in a nice setting. I run my open houses generally with the seller, if the seller permits it. Yeah, I got something to read.
Yeah, you got it. A little bit later.
I've been afforded the opportunity to read a commercial, which I will
Yes.
do. But open houses in general, I find to be wonderful opportunities to bring potential buyers in, typically with their agents, which I absolutely welcome, and let them really have a casual atmosphere to not only enjoy the house and see all the attributes of the house, but they have me so I can answer specific questions that they have that may not be covered on the seller disclosure. And I think it's wonderful. I have sold properties really at the open house, so I stress that they're very, very great tools. I do mind typically if the seller permits for 5 hours. And I know other agents look at me and think I'm crazy,
Right.
but I believe in it. 11 to 4, and here's why. I don't think 2 hours is enough. If people are going to be out looking at homes, why not give them the broadest opportunity to come and see the house? And providing it's not too much of an inconvenience for the home seller to enable me to run this for 5 hours, the results have been phenomenal. They really have been phenomenal.
I think you do something else that's very unique that you're leaving out.
Go
The
ahead.
morning or the day of the open house, you also, not only do you throughout promote the fact on Facebook and other media that you're going to be doing the open house, you actually do a Facebook Live video from the open house.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
And I think that's a key proponent that you're leaving out.
Well, I appreciate that. Before the open house, days before, I will run a paid Facebook advertisement targeting the specific demographics that best suit the type of potential buyer that would be viewing the ad and thus seeing the house. Very, very important. And I can't stress enough to you how wonderful Facebook is at letting us get in the back end and really, really define who our buyers are and target them. And we do that for many days ahead of the open house. I have one coming up this Sunday. I will tell you, we'll talk about the location in a minute, but I've already launched my ad there. So the point is, I run a paid ad there to help gather additional interest well beyond what the MLS and Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com and all the other ones will do, Homes.com and on and on and on. All that stuff is out there. But, not only will I just share it on my personal page on Facebook and my business page, but we'll also run a paid advertisement. I can't tell you how important that is. It really gets that ad, that home, in front of the news feeds of the people who actually would be the target demographic to buy that home. Very, very effective. Frank is right. When I'm at the open home, yes, I do have cookies. Yes, Jeff, I do have refreshments.
That's a key. McKenna cookies.
I do have refreshments, absolutely. But I do want to mention to you also that at my open house, I also do. Sometimes it's a live video. Sometimes I record it and then immediately just upload it right to Facebook. But I will do an on-site live video from the open house, because people are generally still out there seeing houses. People are always on their phones. It's a great way to connect. I've had people walk in the front door and say, hey, I just saw you do a video from here like 15 minutes ago. I told my wife, hey, we're going to stop and see it. I mean, anything you can do to connect with people. And I'll tell you something, Jeff Helbling made a great point today on Facebook Live, and I want to actually just proliferate that idea for a second. I can't really see here who is sharing our video, our Facebook Live video on Facebook. That's a tremendous gift that you're giving me. I appreciate it, very much so. But I will tell you that in Facebook terms, the ability to share information is incredible. Like when I run a paid ad, Frank, you would be amazed. The friends and the family of the people who are trying to sell this house will then share this.
Right.
And it's amazing how it spreads. That's the great thing about Facebook. If you can get people to buy into what you're doing, whatever that thing is, get people excited about it, and more importantly, get people to like what you're doing and want to help you. The ability to share, whether it's a post, whether it's a video, whether it's a photograph, whatever it is, really, really helps proliferate the idea. And I will tell you, when it comes to posting for real estate, the ability to share is tremendous. Lisa, thank you so much. Lisa just shared it. Thank you so much. It really, really helps get the message out there. And you just cannot underestimate the power of social media, primarily Facebook. And Frank and I have gone round and round in discussions over the past, 37 odd weeks. And, it's amazing how, to me, when anything negative ever kind of happens in the news related to Facebook, everybody jumps on it. The media jumps on it. Or if Mark Zuckerberg, could say a million right things, and the moment he really kind of stumbles and kind of says something a little off kilter, all of a sudden he's an out-of-touch billionaire. He's this and he's that. It's amazing what Facebook has done for our society. So far, so much to the positive compared to what negatives could ever come out of there. Right. Really. But as a society, oftentimes we focus on the negative, and that's.
Well, you have a few drama queens that are on Facebook that put all their business out there, and that's the bad end of it. And
and again, it's not for everybody. I never would profess that social media in general is for everybody. And I had this conversation many times with my friends, many times, and I always wonder. Yes, I got a gregarious personality. I love to talk. I love to engage people. I just love people. That's true. But when it comes to my own private life, if I wasn't a realtor, if I hadn't been in the guitar business, let's say I was an accountant and my career was one of sitting in an office, managing an accounting department, and I didn't need social media to proliferate the business I was in, would I be on there? Would I have a Facebook account and an Instagram account? I'm not sure. So even someone who uses the system like myself, I probably would have one. I might not be as engaged, obviously, as I am now, But I think it serves a great purpose. Lisa just mentioned that she had shared it and Cindy shared it. Thank you so much. I see you out there. I see it.
I feel the same way as you. You know, I did have a personal one before I was in the media, and I used it though for solely. I used to play video, play like the casino games and stuff like that. But other than that, I really never put a whole lot on Facebook, and I use it more now than I ever have. But again, for media purposes.
Well, you're right, and I think Jeff Kelvin just made a good comment because you can't be stupid on here, and
exactly.
and I think that's a lot of it. Hey, look, we all have fun with social media. We definitely do. I think you need to keep it tasteful for the most part, and I think you need to be respectful because obviously, unlike society, where a minor can't go into a bar, or you have to be cognizant of the fact that a 5-year-old could be looking at your post.
Right.
It's an open public forum, for the most part.
Right.
So, as long as you're tasteful and tactful, you're respectful, and you're being, in my case, if you're in the service business, you're being of service. You want to be helpful. If you keep that mantra, it really works. People embrace that, and I'll carry that further. When I'm advertising, a home, I'm advertising an open house, a listing. Through good behavior that I've exhibited on social media, I already have the base. I already have the people that are interested. They trust me on social media. So whatever I put out there is going to be received well from the get-go. Mm-hmm. And, one thing I will never do on this show, ever, not only on this show, but anywhere in my practice, on the air or off, I will never speak negatively about another realtor.
Right.
Never. I'm not going to do it.
It's true.
We have it absolutely is. We have an oath we take, and we also have a promise to treat all realtors respectfully, just as I want to be treated. Mm-hmm. Okay? What I want to convey to our audience, though, is that there's a ton of different ways of selling and buying real estate. There are many different ways realtors use to market homes, or sell homes, or take buyers around to view homes. Every realtor hopefully is putting their own little spin and their own little personal touch on their practice. My only point that I want to point out to our audience, the only point that I want to point out to our audience is that in the year 2017, my personal philosophy, my personal belief, and again, it's just my personal belief, social media and the internet in general, coupled with fantastic photographs and the use of video walkthroughs, the combination of all of that is so essential for any realtor to help their client, especially their listing client, be competitive in the market. If you're listing your home and you're not being offered those things, having your house proliferated and put on social media, having wonderful photographs coupled with walkthrough videos be part of the whole presentation on social media, you're doing yourself a disservice. I know sometimes people don't like me to say that, but that's the reality, in my opinion. You want to use social media and the internet to your advantage, and that is what I do. Again, friends, you're listening to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. We'll be right back.
All right, so we went a little longer.
Hello, friends. This is Remaxed Advanced Realtor Eric McKenna.
I was just trying to.
Call Eric.
I didn't want to cut you off.
No, that's right. So what do you want to do here?
On 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
We have one more break to play, right?
No, we don't, but I can play promos if you want to take it.
No, I want to go all the way to 53, and I'll start going to my ending speech.
That's right.
55,
it's
I'm
ready
done.
to go.
Okay. So when I get to 53, will you give me a signal so I know I have 2 minutes left?
No, this is what, 3 minutes and 37 seconds.
Yeah, then you can play whatever you want afterwards. I don't care.
Okay, well, we'll just run a 1 minute promo or something.
Send me an email.
Okay.
At sold@calleric.com. That's sold@calleric.com. I just love it when listeners.
At 55, can you go into my ending music as I'm talking, like at 54 and a half or whatever, and then go into my ending music as I'm talking, and I'll tell them, and that'll fade after I'm done talking. Like a couple seconds will fade out, then my thing will start. Right?
We'll start at 54 like we normally do, like it's
with the music. With the
you'll have
music.
1 minute.
Okay.
So,
all right.
And then when you end it, then I'll go into that.
All right. So when you end it, there'll be a couple seconds before it starts. This is my voice.
Right.
Yeah, so you can let the music play for like a couple seconds before you clip it. You can do that. Okay.
I listened to it already.
I know you do. I just want to say, and now stay tuned for a very special message from yours truly. And now I want it to be me say yours truly and boom, I start. I mean, there's a little bit of a buffer there.
Dares to challenge the definition of monster.
Yeah, so when it's 54, then just, I'll hear the music, I'll know.
Beautiful performances by an onstage 30-person choir and a trio of humorous gargoyles that come to life for only one
Thanks so
person.
much.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame is a memorable and stirring night of theater you don't want to miss. Come one, come all to the Beaver County premiere of The Hunchback of Notre Dame at Lincoln Park. Performances are Friday and Saturday evening and Sunday matinee, June the 16th through the 25th. Tickets start at just $15. Purchase your tickets online at LincolnParkArts.org or call the box office at 724-576-4644, option 2.
For the need-to-know info on Beaver County entertainment, join Scott Taney, entertainment editor for the Beaver County Times, and Frank Sparks every Thursday from 11:30 to noon for the new Notes on Entertainment show. Brought to you by Woolly Bullies in New Brighton, Notes on Entertainment is your source for the latest on local talent in the Beaver County area. So join Scott Taney and Frank Sparks every Thursday from 11:30 to noon as they discuss next big acts coming to your area on WBVP and WMBA.
2010.
Announcing the spring warehouse sale.
It's in good shape. The only thing that's wrong with it on the inside, it has tracks in it already, so that they can roll down whatever. The only thing that's wrong on the inside is where the side door is. Something broke. There's that real thin lawn door there. Something broke a hole in one of them.
Okay.
Other than that, that's it. It's a nice shape. Tires on it.
It's not bad.
No,
at all.
No, and it's titled and it's inspected and ready. It's all good. So.
I gotta find a used car for my kid.
Legina Drapery and Blind
Say, Jeff, thank you, buddy.
Doing what they do best
What are you
in
looking to
Pittsburgh for
spend?
65 years.
Let me ask you
and that's
that.
helping you with custom-made
$5 in
window
cash.
treatments and blinds right here in your hometown. With great service
Wow.
after the
That's all I
sale,
want.
too. So visit their West Liberty Avenue showroom
Just let me know
or
when
their
you want to know,
state-of-the-art
when you
showroom
want
in
to
the
talk to
West
them.
What I'm trying to find is
area.
I'm trying to find like
Take
an old
advantage
Honda
of the
Ridgeline
spring
pickup
warehouse
truck or something
fabric
like
sale
that. You know, like
and save up to
2008 or something.
50%
So you're
off.
more after like an older pickup truck? Or are you after a
No,
car?
I'm after a car. It'd have to be the right car. I'd have to, I'd have to look at it and consider it. But I'll talk to you after the show.
I'll look on the list tonight and see what's on the list. He's off today.
All right.
But I'll look on the list and see what's on the list.
Okay.
But he can find you just about anything. Okay. And the way my friend is because you know me, he'll charge you whatever he has in the car.
All right.
So if he has a car that's like, he might be selling it for $10,000.
Maybe I could, if he's want to, they play ball with some financing, I'm maybe I go to 7 maybe. I'll talk to him.
Yeah. You'll like him. He's pretty cool. Ready?
Okay. We are back. Friends, you're listening to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. Every Wednesday from 2 to 4 here on Beaver County Radio. Friends, don't miss your chance to win a 4-pack of Pittsburgh Pirate tickets to the June 12th game versus the Colorado Rockies. The Pirate ticket giveaway is brought to you by Center Exit Tire and Dogs on the Run in East Palestine. Visit BeaverCountyRadio.com or follow WBVP and WMBA on Facebook for more details. Tomorrow morning is the final chance to register.
Yeah, we're going to pull the winner on the Noonday Report.
That's awesome.
It's easy, too. All we do is ask trivia questions. Answer trivia questions, call in.
Well, are they hard trivia questions?
No, like I asked who's the starting pitcher tonight.
Oh, I can do that.
Right. So that was one. I think the other one I asked to get somebody registered was who's starting pitcher Friday night.
Right on. Okay.
So they're easy trivia questions.
All right, friends, this show, Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna, is sponsored by CallEric.com. How about that? I could be like Richard Bazzi does. CallEric.com. 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 CallEric.com.
You can do all kinds of different ones.
I can't do that. He does it really well. Like 5 seconds, he nails like Schultz Ford, whatever it is.
SchultzFord.com. I like the guy that does the cowboy guy.
What's that about?
I don't know. He'll start. I don't know which one it is. It's one of them. He'll go, yeehaw, right in the middle of it. He's got the cowboy and yeah. Okay.
Nice. Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna is sponsored each week by Frags Tags, located in Coriopolis for all your notary and vehicle transfer needs. Contact Frags Tags. Talk to Jonathan down there. Tell him Eric sent you. 412-613-3018. This show is also brought to you by my good friend Leslie Raymond with Union Home Mortgage, my go-to mortgage rep. Contact Leslie for your mortgage needs. That's right. Tell Leslie I sent you. 412-719-5673. And of course, last but absolutely not least, Mr. Matt Pia from Division 9 Home Inspections. Visit Matt at Division, the number 9, Inspection.com. realtors.com, or call Matt today for your inspection quote. 412-715-8123. How about that?
Cool.
I'm getting better at this, see?
Cool.
Yeah, we're moving along. Our Wednesday groove is in effect. We're doing okay. We're moving right along. Things are great.
Sweet.
Friends, we've introduced this show to our Wednesday audience now. Hopefully, some of you already knew about our show, but if you didn't, welcome. I want to send a sincere welcome out to the Wednesday listeners of Beaver County Radio. Would you not agree?
I agree.
That's right. Frank's an all-day guy at Beaver County Radio. All day, every day.
Not no more.
Now, Frank's like
Monday to Friday.
Frank, like myself, is also going to be off on Saturdays. This is a good thing. It's a positive thing.
I'm telling you, if you are free Saturday morning, you have got to come here in the 8 o'clock hour during the Sports Slam. And
I plan on it.
You know I'll put you in and
I plan
have
on
you talk
it.
with us.
Absolutely.
The spectacle that is called the ABA is going to show up here.
And what is the ABA?
It's the ALXN Basketball League.
What is that?
Okay, it's a gentleman named Scott Alexson.
Okay.
His other friend Joe Kirshner.
Okay.
And his other buddy, Sweet Sean Keaton.
Sweet Sean Keaton.
Have
okay.
a basketball league.
Right on.
We did the opening games of their opening ones on Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
And this is the spectacle. I think it used to be called like the Funk Mob or something like that.
The Funk Mob.
They play outdoor basketball.
Okay.
There's players in this league like Sheldon Jeter.
Right on.
Some of the other big names that have come out of Beaver County in the past that are not striking my brain right now.
Sure.
But, Chris Pipkin, who's a big member of, basketball and WPIL back in the day for New Brighton. They named these teams all like, they have Pip, because it's Chris Pipkin's the coach.
Right.
It's Pittsburgh Pipers.
Nice.
And then they have like the Jazz, and they have all these wild names for these teams. And this is a show. It's like stepping back into the 1970s of the ABA. They even use the ABA logo.
That's very cool.
The commissioner, Scott Alexson, shows up in a suit with the old hat. He looks like a pimp with the pimp hat.
That's funny.
This, if you're available Saturday morning for the car cruise in Beaver Falls, it doesn't start till 1.
Okay.
But we're doing Sports Slam out Friday.
Right,
These guys are going to be here, and I am telling you, this is the spectacle of spectacles.
I'll be here.
It's awesome.
Oh, no, I'll be here. I'll be here Saturday at 8 a.m. for the Sports Slam.
Yeah, you'll love it.
With Greg Benedetti, and this is Frank Sparks' last week.
Final week.
This is wait, hold on a second. This is like we need to back up for a second.
All right.
The Sports Slam, which in theory was the one thing that I knew about this station, being from Allegheny County, and before I even knew this, before we even had this opportunity.
Right.
This is your last week. I can't believe you gave that up.
A show that I had an idea. It was actually my mom and dad's idea.
Sure.
So we need a Saturday morning sports show that we can talk high school football.
Right.
Besides staying up till we can't keep our eyes open no more on Friday.
Sure.
So another great son of Coriopolis that down in that area that you would know and a lot of people know, named Randy Cosgrove.
Absolutely. I know Randy very well.
Took the idea to Randy, and I said, Randy, listen to this idea. Well, Mark Peterson said, Mark, if you can sell it, we'll do it. Well, a couple days later, he comes walking in the door, and Sal's Ristorante and the Boardwalk said they'd sponsor the show.
How cool is that?
That started August the 2nd of 2014.
Wow.
And what makes the show more special to me is because it was my mom and dad's idea, my dad only got to hear one show.
Right, that's what you told me.
Yeah, and my dad passed away the following Monday in Scotland. So on his way to the airport, he heard one show. So it makes it very special to me.
Absolutely.
And, I think it's in good hands with Matt and Greg. And
no question about
hopefully
that.
They consider,
no question.
August 2nd this year will be the 3-year anniversary of the show. And, I think the guys, it's in good hands, and they'll continue it forward.
No, you're passing the torch to two very capable guys, and but I'm sure you'll be popping in there once in a while. You never know. I can't believe Frank is going to be completely gone.
Actually, what you don't know, is actually that's where the lead lap is going.
Oh, really?
The lead lap will now be moving to 9:45 p.m. I'm sorry, a.m. 9:45 a.m. every Saturday.
Cool.
So I'm still going to be doing the lead lap, but I won't be on the sports limb.
I get you. Well, you're still working Saturday then, buddy. Well, 15 minutes is like, that's something you can do in your sleep. You know racing like no one I've ever known. Racing is like, it just exudes from you.
Audacity and I will be best friends.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You get the point?
Yes, I do. Friends, you've been listening to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. That would be moi. And we've had a great 2 hours here. This is our first Wednesday show from 2 to 4, moving over from the Saturday slot. As always, I'm joined by the incredible, and I mean incredible, because he's a great friend and even a better announcer, but he hates when I give him compliments. Sir Frank Sparks, Mr. Beaver County Radio. Great to be here. And I want to tell the audience this. This show goes forward because of Frank. It was funny because I had this illusion. You may have heard this before, but I had an illusion that I would do this show after a couple of weeks on my own. Mm-hmm. And not only did I not want to do the show on my own, Frank added so much to what we did, and the friendship was born right away. And it's amazing to me, the interplay and what we've done, and the feedback from you people. I had people that, one guy goes, I rent. I'm going to rent for the rest of my life. I have no interest in it, but I'm listening to you guys because you're hysterical. I think it's hysterical. I mean, the content's pretty cool, he goes, but I just like to listen to you guys go back and forth. So the concept was never to be boring and never to blather on about things. Yes, I'm a realtor. Yes, I love to work with you. We know that, but at the same time, we want to have a little fun. Right. So thank you, sir. You've been a huge addition. I would never do this show without you.
I appreciate those kind words.
I won't do this show without you. So
we've learned that.
Friends, okay. Again, just so you know, I want to be your personal realtor. Yeah. Absolutely. You can reach me at 412-613-4466. 412-613-4466. And I encourage you to go to my website at calleric.com. Many of the things we spoke about today, social media advertising, the importance of open houses, the importance of home inspections, and many things we will talk about in future episodes of Your Personal Realtor are all encompassed at my website at calleric.com. You can really get a feel for my philosophy on real estate and how I feel, how strongly I feel about the importance of service to my clients above all else. You want to have an advocate as a realtor. And I pride myself on being the strongest of advocates for all of my home sellers and home buyers, always. And with that, my friend, we're coming down to the end of the show. And I have to say, Frank.
No.
We have to go. So I was going to sing like the Beatles, what was that song, The Long and Winding Road, but I'm just not feeling that today. How
about a little bit of Kiss? Oh no, tears are falling.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm not really inspired to sing on the air. I'll tell you why. Because at the Penguins game, the last two national anthems that were sung by country stars were horrible.
Well,
absolutely horrible.
Yes, they were.
And if that truly, in my opinion, is what it's like to sing on the radio, I'd rather have them pipe the music in and just play it. I mean,
I'll tell you what, Carrie Underwood must be very stunning in real life, because after they interviewed her in between periods, Mike Milbury was just not the same the rest of the day.
You noticed that too, huh?
He just was not the same. I was like, dude, really?
Well, the game is what day? Is the game tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night,
okay,
yeah, every 3 days.
Your quick prediction?
Quick prediction is it's in Pittsburgh, and I'll stay with what I've said all along. Penguins will win all 4 in Pittsburgh and lose all 3 in Nashville.
That seems to be the consensus. Yeah, I see Pittsburgh winning 4-2, but I'll deviate a little bit. I see Pittsburgh winning a 5-4 game, the next game in Nashville.
Oh!
5-4, Pens win the cup in Nashville in game 6.
I think we need a goalie change. I don't know about you, but that'll never happen as long as Sullivan's the coach. Him and Murray are buddies.
Yeah. Well, we got about a minute left, buddy.
About a minute and a half.
All right, friends, again, thank you so much for welcoming us in. We're going to be here every Wednesday from 2 to 4 for all the laughs and the fun. We do have some great content. I promise you, special guests, Matt Pia will be along. Leslie Raymond from Reading Home Mortgage will be around. We'll have Brad Robinson on to talk flooring. I got 2 roofers lined up there just waiting to come in here and talk to you about that. And I have a fencing guy that I really like, and he's We may need 2 shows for him because I never realized how expansive the concept of fencing is.
Well, we didn't even get to the situation where you're going to help me out, and that fencing guy's going to help me too, probably.
We are. We're going to talk about that next week. We're going to lead the show off next week with that for sure.
Cool.
Sure. Okay, friends, I want to let you know that coming up very soon here is the news, the town hall news to be exact. And also, we are going to be, all of us will be listening to Mr. Larry Friero. I'm getting it. Ferrero.
Now you got me screwed. Larry Ferrario.
Is it like the Fiero car?
No, Ferrario.
Larry, I'm so sorry. I'm butchering your name. Yeah, coming up is Larry Ferrario.
There you go.
In natural health.
You got it.
Stay tuned. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Stay tuned for Town Hall News and Natural Health with Larry Ferrario.
You're getting
Larry
close.
Ferrario. But right now, stay tuned for a very special message from yours truly. Stay tuned. Special message from me. Until next time, God bless.
Tell me when you want me to hit the play button.
Whenever you're ready.
You said you want a little bit of bumper music in between it.
Hey friends, Eric McKenna back with you. Thank you so much for listening to my show today. You know, when I was first approached about the idea of doing this weekly real estate radio show,
when we were in the house and tussle
create a
getting
show
ready
with
to
one
start,
major
I didn't hit
focus.
the.
And that's exactly what we did. The single goal of Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna is to demystify real estate for our listeners. In other words, we want you, our listener, to have a better understanding of the process of buying or selling your home, and also a better understanding of the key aspects of the current housing market here in Beaver County, current home renovation trends, and of course, the need for proper home maintenance. As you know, our radio...